Shabbat Shalom. This is your Shah Side Ben Yasharal, coming to you on behalf of the Watchman and Yahuah and the Spirit of Truth Ministries. Today we have been pretty much just Shabbating hard, man, watching Hebrews to Negroes, man. An awesome documentary. The reason I haven't promoted it yet is because I haven't promoted it on Shabbat yet, is because, you have to actually purchase it in order to watch it. And I just want to make sure that, we keep in the Torah, Yahuah, and being Kadash in all that we do. So after this, man, I will be doing some epic promotion on this amazing documentary, man. Hebrews to Negroes is an awesome documentary. Everything that the Ruh has shown us and everything the Ruh is walking me through in regards to who we are as a people is in that movie, man. And it's awesome that people are being led by the Ruh, the Ak that put it together, and all the Akim that's actually did the work, and the Akatut that did the work to put this awesome movie together, man. This is truly a barakah. It's 3+ hours long. So we've been breaking it up, watching it, and just soaking in all the wealth of information that's in it. And it actually ties into, amazingly and weirdly enough, it ties into what we'll be teaching on today, which is witchcraft and idolatry. Two main reasons why we're in the land of our captivity. Now, his teaching, his movie, the documentary / movie is about knowing who we are and bringing us into knowing that we are the Abarim, Yashralim of the scriptures, or what people say Hebrew Israelites. We are those people. We are Abarim. But I think when an awakening actually happens and people actually come into the truth, there's so many winds of doctrines out here that bring people into an occultic, a spiritism type religion, I'll just say, because that's all it is to them. A spiritism type religion. Shalom, Akim, Shalom, Akatut, Torah to all who are watching today. Shout out to the 12 tribes that scattered abroad and the Goyim who have attached themselves to Yasharal. But based on what I'm saying, what I'm presenting today is the knowing who you are is a huge awakening and a big step that's only granted by the Ruh Yahuah. He allows us to begin to know who we are in the land of our captivity. That's huge. But along with that, knowing who we are, we must know that his Torah, his words, and his instructions have not changed. His Torah has not been diminished. And the instructions that he gives is as a loving father to protect the children. And we're going to look at witchcraft and idolatry and see that Yahuah is not pleased with what's going on among those who call themselves Hebrew Israelites, Abram Yashalim, those who know who they are, but refuse to follow the doctrines of the commandments, the Torah of Yahuah Yahushua, those written writings of Yahuah Yahushua, the Mashiach, the Savior of Yasharal. Yahuah has given us commandments on how we should operate. And with that being said, we're going to go into a book that I hold dear to myself, a book that really is awakened me to who I was, because the Ruh Yahuah spoke to me and told me to go get the book of Hanok, or who you call Enoch. And we'll be looking at Enoch or Hanuk 7. And we'll go from there. I'm going to read Hanuk 7 and 10, and then we'll go deeper. And you'll hear this if you look at Bereshit 6 or Genesis 6 as well. You'll look at this and you'll see that it matches up. Let's look at 7 and 1. We just started 7 and 1, so you'll get an understanding of why I'm going this route. And it happened after the sons of men multiplied in those days, that daughters were born to them, elegant and beautiful. And when the watchers, the sons of Shemaim, beheld them, they became enamored with them, saying to each other, come, let us select for ourselves women of the progeny of men, and let us beget children. You see this in Bereshit of Genesis 6. That's why I tell people the book of Hanuk lines right up to scripture, because it should be in scripture, because this was the forefather of even Moshe, who wrote the Torah. Then their leader, Samyaza, said to them, I fear that you may perhaps be indisposed to the performance of this enterprise, and that I alone will suffer for such a grievous crime. But they answered him and said, we all swear and bind ourselves by mutual execrations, and we will not change our intention, but will execute our projected undertaking. Then they all swore together and all bound themselves by mutual execrations. Their whole number was 200, who descended upon Ardis, which is on the top of Mount Hermon. Now these are the watchers. These are spiritual beings. I want to make sure we get clear that these are not humans. These are not sons of Adam or of blood. These are spiritual beings who have looked down upon the daughters of men and decided to come down and lay with them. So to take their spiritual bodies and intermingle them with carnal flesh. I want you to understand that so we can see what's going on, because Yahushua said in the days of Nu, so shall it be in the return of the son of Adam when he comes. So here we go. Let's look at this. That mountain, therefore, was called Hermon, because they had sworn upon it and bound themselves by mutual execration. These are the names of their chiefs: Semyaza, who was their leader, Rakabamal, Akibaal, Tamial, Ramual, Danaal, Azkaal, Sarakinual, Asanal, Armors, Batraal, Anan, Zabab, Samzabal, Artaal, Turaal, Yumaal, and Azaal. These were the prefects of 200 angels, and the remainder were all with them. Now here's what we get into, and I want you to pay attention to this right here. And they took wives, or they took women, each choosing for himself whom they began to approach and whom they cohabited, teaching them sorcery, incantations, and the dividings of roots and trees. So the first thing that the fallen do when they get down here to take these women to themselves is to teach them sorcery, incantation, and the dividings of roots and trees. We have a problem, and we have a plague in Yasharal, to where the plague is this: people are teaching spiritism and doctrines of devils, doctrines of the fallen, and teaching them as if they may very well be the words and the correction and the truth of Yahuah, which is not true. We know, and I'm going to show you today, that any forms of dark magic, any forms of sorcery, any forms of white magic, any form of Santeria, Obeah, Palamumbaya, Juju, Hoodoo, any form of any kind of spiritism, Pan-Africanism, any form of spiritism is considered sorcery, incantations, and the cuttings of roots. I want you to understand this so that we will stop falling in the same folly. We're wondering why we're still stuck in the land of our captivity. Well, we're still stuck in the land of our captivity. For one, Yahuah has not decided to gather us back yet. For two, we have not, during this awakening, been strong against the workings of darkness that go on in the so-called Hebrew communities. We have not been a voice against witchcraft and workings. What we have done is allow people to walk in darkness around us, and simply because they know that they are Yasharal, and simply because they know that they are what they call Hebrew Israelite, which we call Abram Yasharal, even though they know that, They still walk in darkness, and they still want to say that doing these evil and wicked workings are our culture. That is not true. That is not true. So let's go to Hanuk or Enoch 8 and look at this. Moreover, Azazel taught men to make swords, knives, shields, breastplates, fabrications of mirrors, and the workmanship of bracelets and ornaments, the use of paint, and the beautifying of eyebrows, stones of every valuable and select kind, and every sort of dyes, so that the world became altered. Now here we go. We know that swords, breastplate, shields, knives, fabrication, everything that's named right there is not wicked. We know it, but it was not designed for war. Why? Because when Yahuah made this earth, when Yahuah made this planet, when Yahuah made this place, he did not make a place for wickedness. He made a place for the righteous. Adam and Hawa, they were designed to live for eternity on the land of paradise. They weren't designed to be at war. We weren't designed to do those things. So when the fallen, when Azal brought these swords and this wickedness to mankind, it was to arouse them into war. It was to arouse them into bloodshed. Those things that were created there, I want you to see and I want you to understand. They were not wicked by design. The fallen taught men who were wicked to use them wickedly. That's what we always say, right? We say it's not guns that kill people, people kill people. So with that understanding, I want you to see the beautifying of eyebrows and the mirrors and all those things were not the wickedness. It's what came after that it was introduced. Watch this. Impiety increased, fornication multiplied, and they transgressed and corrupted their ways. Now pay attention to this. Amazarak taught all the sorcerers. So wait a second. If he taught all the sorcerers, with that understanding, that means sorcery was already something that was being done. Why do I know that? Because Hashatan took a third of the Shemayim with him before this even happened. A third of the Shemayim already came down before this had even happened. So if you understand, sorcery was already in the midst of this. That's why it created this environment for the wicked to come down. The reason why these wicked fallen beings could come down and sleep with the daughters of men is because the environment was perfect to receive them. The environment was perfect. Because Hashatan had already corrupted the earth by making Adam commit his crime, and then crime spread. So with that being said, you had sorcerers. Watch this. And they taught the dividers of roots, armors, taught the solution of sorcery. Barka'ayal taught the observers of the stars. So they were already observing the stars. Signs, when you look at Bereshit or Genesis 1:14, the stars, the Kukabim, were made to be signs to keep Yahuah's feast and be obedient unto him. But people have observed the stars now to walk and work with the zodiac and things of such nature are wicked. It's not of Yahuah by no means. The zodiac has nothing to do with learning to navigate the seas and learning how to travel without using a physical map. The stars and moon and sun were designed so you would know how to walk and how to navigate on the earth. These people, our people, were nomadic people. Our people were nomadic people. They were by no means stargazers and witches until that wickedness was introduced by wicked men. And then we picked it up and worked wickedness. So watch this. Akabal, the signs. Tama'al, he taught astronomy. And Atharbal taught the motion of the moon. We talked about lunatics already. Those people who just follow the motion of the moon, and it always makes them 10 days off. And men being destroyed cried out, and their voice reached to the Shemayim. Now I'm going to skip. I just wanted you to see where this stuff started from, because what we're seeing is wickedness being worked and saying that it's righteous to do so. You get what I'm saying? Wickedness being worked and saying that it's our culture. You get what I'm saying? I want y'all to know this is not right. I'm gonna keep reading in this book, and we're gonna keep going forward. So before I go in deeper, let's go to Hanuk, and let's look at Hanuk 65 or Enoch 65. And shalom to all who's watching, man. I'm just being obedient to what the rule told me to do today. I had to step back and look at some things and be in Palal on some things. And man, like I said, that Hebrews to Negroes, man, is an awesome movie. And what it's doing is confirming this, because when you look at it, you'll see that those people who are scattered are still in the same foolishness that they in. They still in the same foolishness that they that got us in this situation in the first place. So let's look at this. Man. This is new. This is actually who we call Noah. We're gonna start at Hanuk because of the Etsefer. It's one chapter behind. I said Hanuk Enoch 65. We're gonna start at 64, and I'm gonna read to you this, and I want you to understand that there was by no means any wickedness in Noah, or who we call Noah. There was no wickedness in him. There was no wickedness in him, and that's what saved him, because he removed himself from sorcery. He removed himself from these incantations. He removed himself from unrighteousness. This is why his family was saved. And in order for us to be saved in the day of judgment, when Yahuah comes and returns to restore us, we're going to have to remove ourselves from this wickedness. We're going to have to remove ourselves. Shabbat shalom. In those days, Noah saw the earth being inclined, and that destruction approached. That means the earth was inclined. That means the faults were moving. Just like Yahushua said, it was going to be earthquakes. Check this out. And destruction approached. Then he lifted up his feet and went to the ends of the earth. He went to the ends of the earth, to the dwelling place of his great grandfather Hanuk. And Noah cried with a bitter voice, "Hear me, hear me, hear me," 3 times. And he said, "Tell me what is transacting upon the earth, for the earth labors and is violently shaken." See, this is why I defend the Brit Hadashah, what they call the New Testament, because it says in the last days we will have earthquakes. They are only repeating what they know in the Hanuk, in the Torah, in the Ketubim, the writings, and the Nabim, the prophets. They're only repeating, they're only recording. Those are recordings of what was already known when the world was going to end. And this is at Noah's time. Yahushua said in the days of Noah, so shall it be when he returns. Now watch this. Man, surely I shall perish with it. After this, there was a great perturbation on the earth, and a voice was heard from Shemayim. I fell down on my face. When my great grandfather Hanuk came and stood by me, he said to me, "Why have you cried out to me with a bitter voice and lamentation?" A commandment has gone forth from Yahuah against those who dwell on the earth, that they may be destroyed. Listen why. Listen why. For they know every secret of the angels, of the Malachim. They know every secret. Not of the Shemayim, not Yahuwah's secrets. They know every secret of the fallen that's taught them the sorcery. Listen to this. Man, every oppressive and secret power of the devils, and every power of those who commit sorcery, as well as those who make molten in the whole earth. Now let's stop and look at that right quick. So they know every secret of the angels that came down. For they know every secret and oppressive power of the devils, every power of those who commit sorcery, Man, come on. As well as those who make molten what? Molten images, just like the golden calf. Me and my Shah was talking about this as I was putting this together. And I was telling her about Tubal-Cain. Tubal-Cain was Cain's son. He is the Iron Man. That's where we get the term Iron Man from. Marvel made it into a character where it's a rich billionaire who's a superhero, but it actually was the Vulcan man. If you know anything about Birmingham, you'll know that they have signs up that says we had the first Iron Man, which is the Vulcan. Tubal-Cain, the son of Cain, was that Iron Man. He taught them how to make molten images, iron workings, and molten upon the earth. He taught wickedness upon the earth, as well as sorcery. So Yahuah is saying a commandment has gone forth because of the workings of sorcery on the earth. Man, y'all better listen real quick, because at some point we're going to have to become aggressive towards sorcery. We're going to have to become aggressive against witchcraft, because this is what got us in the land of captivity. This is what got the earth flooded in the first place. It wasn't just them coming down and laying with the daughters of men. It was what happened and transpired after they laid with the daughters of men. We got to understand this. We got to get into a fullness of understanding of what really is going on. Hallelujah. Hey, Pop, can you pour me some water, please? Total. Let's look at this. This is Hanok 64:7. How is silver produced from the dust of the earth, and how on the earth does drop exist? For lead and tin are not produced from the earth as the primary foundation of their production. There is an angel standing upon it, and that angel struggles to prevail. Afterwards, my great grandfather Hanuk seized me with his hand, raising me up, and saying to me, go, for I have asked Yahuah Sabaoth respecting this perturbation of the earth, who replied, on account of their impiety and their innumerable judgments they have consummated before me, because of the sorceries which they have searched out and learned, because of the sorceries which they have searched out and learned, the earth and those who dwell upon it will be destroyed, and that to these there shall be no refuge forever. Man, come on, bruh. Do you understand this? That because of the sorceries, and we're going to go into what sorcery is. We're going to understand this by the end of this right here. We're going to go into an agreement on what sorcery is. You cannot say that somebody does something dark and then say they're not a witch. You cannot say that there's some dark workings going on, something a little eerie about what they're doing, but I wouldn't say it's witchcraft. No, it's either what Yahuah has deemed it to be as wickedness. Torah. It's either wickedness of what it is to be, or it's not wickedness. But you can't call evil good and good evil. That's bull. So we're going to look at it because of these sorceries. That's why the flood came. Now, so before we even get into the land of our captivity, we got to understand that while we were once in our area and inhabited what we call Aparka, or the broad land, they were practicing witchcraft then, and it was righteous people who stood up. It was people walking in righteousness that said, you know what, we're not having a part of that. And Yahuah saw their righteousness, and it became a barakah to them to save them. Watch this. They have discovered the secrets. That's what they call it, the secret doctrine, the secret origins of things. They have discovered the secrets. Those who have been judged, but not you, my son. This is Hanuk talking to Nuh. He's talking to Noah, and he's telling him, look, they've been discovered from the witchcraft that they've done, but not you, my son. Yahuah of spirits, Yahuah of Ruach, or Yahuah Sabaoth is what that is. Of hosts is what it comes out to be. I want y'all to understand this. Yahuah Sabaoth knows that you are pure and good from the reproach of secrets. Come on now. You've seen that he found hasad, of favor, in the eyes of Yahuah when you read Bereshit or Genesis. You've seen that favor. But why did he receive that favor? Look at this. Yahuah Sabaoth knows that you are pure and good from the reproach of secrets. What are those secrets? You know the same word for secret is? Occult. Hidden, occult, secret. Those occult practices. That's what we call, it's just dark to us. No, it's wickedness. It's occult teachings. Those practices are wickedness to Yahuah. He, the Kadash One, will establish your name in the midst of the Kadashim and will guard you from those who dwell upon Haaretz, or the earth. He will establish you and your seed in righteousness, for kings and for great esteem. And from your seed shall spring forth righteousness and Kadash men without number forever. So Nuh had the Abrahamic covenant before Abraham even got it, that his seed will be without number forever. It came to Nuh first because he was the ancestor of Abraham. See, Yahusha makes his covenant with the righteous. He doesn't make it with the wicked. This earth, man, is not going to be here long, man. When y'all see these people and you see them celebrating, and these people who done sold their soul in the Illuminati and then join as puppets because they're not really in the real Illuminati. When you see these people with Jaguars and Bentleys and stuff, man, rejoice. Don't feel down like, where's mine? Rejoice because they're receiving their reward in wickedness. We're going to reign and rule in this earth forever in righteousness. It's coming. We keep saying our time's next. We got next. It's coming. Just be content. Begin to seek him in spirit and in truth. Let me tell you something. There was no Torah written from Moshe at this time. We're going to look at that too. But they were being led by the Ruh, by the spirit of Yahuah. They were being led by the spirit because the spirit is only going to say what he gives these righteous men. So if that spirit in you is not telling you to leave witchcraft, sorcery, tarot cards, Ouija boards, zodiac signs, if that spirit is not telling you to stop the foolishness you doing, that Ruh is not of Yahuah. That Ruh is not of Yahuah. That Ruh is a devil teaching you occult secrets. This is bull. Hallelujah. We still going. You're going to see I ain't adding nothing to this because we also going to go into Dabarim. We also go into Ayub, who they call Job. This is already in the book. If you just a 1611 King James Hebrew, if you got the 1611 with all the books in it, and you feel like that you need to tap in and could contact a spirit to learn about your ancestors, that book you read tells you not to do that. So don't act like that I'm coming into some elaborate, deep teaching and saying that you ain't supposed to be doing sorcery and witchcraft. No, sir. Shalom, Shalom. Barak Yahuah. This is Yahuah. This is his word, and this is his debar that we live by. And all those who are remnants upon the earth in righteousness. Noah was a remnant of the Kadashim, the called out ones. We're all becoming remnants now who are trying to walk in the straight and narrow path of Yahuah Yahushua, and we will not be dealing with any foolishness. None whatsoever. Hallelujah. This is 65 in this book. After this, he showed me the angels of punishment. Now these are sent from Yahuah. These angels of punishment are not the fallen. I want to make that clear. After this, he showed me the angels of punishment who were prepared to come and to open all the mighty waters, the Mayim on Haaretz, or all the mighty waters under the earth. Waters under the earth. Shalom, Aki Yaakov. So these angels of punishment are sent by Yahuah to open up waters under the earth, that they may be for judgment and for the destruction of all those who remain and dwell on Haaretz. And Yahuah Sabaoth commanded the Malakim, the angels who went forth, not to take up and guard the men. Boy, so he spoke to guardian angels not to protect mankind. I'm going to read that again. And Yahuah Sabaoth commanded the angels who went forth not to take up and to guard the men. For those angels are over all the mighty waters. Then I went out from the presence of Hanuk. Now these are recordings of Noah himself. These are his writings. And we finna go in this. This is in the book of Hanuk. And this is why the Catholic Church didn't want you to know this. Because the Catholic Church teaches sorcery. They teach molten images, idolatry. They teach this. So they remove these books. And then we holler, man, these books was removed because they ain't supposed to be in there. These books ain't supposed to be there. Man, you don't understand what you're saying. You're not being led by the rule. You're not being led by Yahuah to even find what you're looking at and find what you need to know that's going to get you to the place you need to be. So shalom to all who watching, whether you're watching to support or whether you're watching to report. Shalom to all who watching, because we all got to come in right standing with Yahuah. I'm just a man. I'm just Adam of blood. That's all I am. I'm just a man. But I'm saying what Yahuah is telling us all to do. Is to flee idolatry. To flee all crimes against him. All witchcraft. All workings. All right. I'm going to keep reading because we got a lot to cover. This 66 and 1. In those days, the word of Elohim came to me and said, no, he will call your name, Barak Yahuah. I was in Palau, this Bukhara, and I heard Yeshai. He will call your name. He will speak to you if you are willing to listen. He gave me this message and more information. He will call your name. Hallelujah. So here we go. He said, no, behold, your lot has ascended up to me, a lot void of crime, a lot beloved and upright. Now then, the angels are making a wooden structure. The Sefer says structure. The original Hanuk says frame. It was a frame. They brought him the layout of the ark. Man, you think that Yahuah just gonna tell you to build something and don't give you any support? Or he gonna help you with your assignment? Especially when it's in righteousness. He not gonna just sit back and put all the weight on you. He makes it easy for us. Hallelujah. He makes it easy for us to walk in righteousness. Let me read this again. Man, now the angels are making a wooden frame. But when they proceed to this, I will put my hand upon it and guard it. It hid him. Uriel, the angel of light, the light angel of Elohim, hid him from the world. They did not know he was building this ark. They heard him preach righteousness. They heard him preach repentance with our ancestor Methuselah, which means when he dies, it shall come. He was preaching righteousness and repentance, the same thing we preaching now. He was preaching that there was judgment from Elohim coming. You understand this? So let's go. And I will put my hand upon it and will guard it. And the seed of life shall arise from it. And change shall take place. And the dry land shall not be left empty. And I will establish your seed before me forever and ever. And the seed of those who dwell with you on the surface of the earth. So look at that. That's grafted in again. It's because he's going to restore, he's going to preserve the seed forever and the seed who dwell with him in righteousness. Boy. Man, this too. It shall be Baruch and multiplied in the presence of the Haaretz in the name of Yahuah. And they shall confine those angels who disclose impiety in that burning valley which at first my great grandfather Hanuk showed me in the west. He took him and showed him the place we call Gahanum, or the pit, or Shaul, or Sheol, or King James Version says hell. It showed him this place. It's a physical place. It's a place of physical torment. Your body can go there whole. See, it doesn't matter if you believe it or not. The book is clear. And if you believe that there's an evil enemy, you can look at how Beyonce operates. You can go study Coachella, which I'll be doing something on later on, expounding on that. And the Burning Man, they worship a dark entity. They worship demons. They worship devils. And if they exist, how then can the place of torment not exist? How then can you just lay and go to sleep and nothing happen to you? All these are lies, man. He took him to this place and showed him the burning valley where the lake of fire resides. Let's keep going, man. Barak Yahuah. Where there were mountains of gold and silver and of iron and of fluid metal and of tin. And I beheld that valley in which there were great perturbation. And the Mayim, the waters, were troubled. When all these was affected from the fluid mass of fire, lava, a lake of fire